Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to episode number 43 of MyDenmarkTV.com. I'm standing in front of Nørrebro station, which is at the edge of where Nordvest ends and where Nørrebro begins. Nørrebro is a very vibrant area of Copenhagen. I myself lived here for a couple of years, and I think it's a fantastic place. That said, Danes will know that Nørrebro has a bit of a rough reputation, which is in large degree because of the portrayal that it gets in the media. There's a lot of violence that happens relative to other areas in Copenhagen and Denmark, which is not at all to say that it's violent compared to other cities around Europe and around the world. It is, of course, impossible to do justice to an area like Nørrebro in a single episode. So we'll introduce you to a couple of interesting aspects today. We've got a little surprise. We're going to introduce a new team member, Toy, and then we're going to meet with a couple of guys, Askan Neshadi and Bo Veza, who have a small design agency, and they've been doing a lot of Nørrebro-focused projects over the last year. And that's given them a very interesting perspective on the area, which they're going to share with you. So we've got Askan and Bo of WeLiveHere who are joining us today. Thanks for being here, guys, and picking this very interesting location for us.
Thank you, it's a pleasure to be here, Mr. Anderson.
Let's talk about Nørrebro to begin with, because we're here on the edge of Nørrebro, in fact. How would you describe Nørrebro?
Well, if you think that Nørrebro is a clean and organized place, you probably go wrong. It's actually quite dirty, and it's chaotic, and in many ways rebellion. But in the same way, very inspiring, and there's a lot of different nationalities living here. 80, 90 different nationalities in a very small area. A lot of different like families, students, artists. So we really find this area interesting and inspiring.
So you guys started your agency, WeLiveHere. When was it? About 2 years ago now?
Yeah, 2.5 years ago, yeah.
And how did you get the idea, and how did it come to be?
Well, we're both working in 2 different offices, and I'm an architect and he's a graphic designer. I think we always had this idea of doing something together and working with arts and design in public space, and so
we live in this area, so we came up with the name WeLiveHere.
Yeah,
and,
sure.
Because we live here.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. What happens when you move?
Yeah. Well, we have a problem then.
So tell us about some of the projects that you've done already.
Well, we always worked on a very street level, doing different research about how the locals feel like living here, what kind of problems they might have, and how we could somehow, collecting all this information, how we could create a kind of a project in the neighborhood.
One of the projects was, for example, to make a street exhibition right next to Nørrebro station, where we made this piece of paper where people could state what nationality they came from and draw their flag. And then we put all the drawings on the wall. And it was actually really nice and very colorful.
We didn't really think that people would be that involved, but it actually turned out, there's so many kids coming, and families, different kind of people, and this whole wall actually suddenly turned to very dynamic flag somehow. And I think we actually discovered there were 80 or 90 different flags in this wall. So most of our first projects were really small, like doing small research projects, you can say, in a way. So
tell us about the next project a little bit.
Well, the Copenhagen Photo Festival is going to take place in May, all around the city.
Who's participating in that?
I think it's for everybody who's interested in photo. There's going to be a big event in Vesterbro and the main city, I think, and Nørrebro. And we were then invited to
put together sort of the
project.
The whole exhibition part.
Yeah. So thanks very much for joining us today, guys, and I hope we can get you back on the show when you're done the next project to hear more about it and to see the outcome, because it sounds fantastic. So now, let's go check out Nørrebro, the main business street that cuts through the heart of the area. Nørrebro has become something of an experiment in Copenhagen. In 2008, the street was closed to traffic, meaning only public transportation, buses, and bicycles can use the street. It actually begins just up ahead of me over here. Now, whether this experiment ultimately succeeds is an open question. It's put a lot of pressure on shops and restaurants in the area. So we'll see in the future whether this changes or not. So, that's about it for today. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. We're here at Singhanstad. We just had a bit of lunch. And I just wanted to take this chance to introduce you to our newest team member, Toy, who you're going to be seeing a lot more of in some future episodes.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to the team. So tell us a little bit about your experience, because I know you've been doing some TV work in Mexico, for example.
Yes, actually I've been working in Mexico. I had my own TV show in Mexico, and it's very interesting because what I was doing in Mexico is very similar with the job that you're doing, because I visited a lot of places and presented the best, the crazy places, the funny places, and I think we can input a lot of things here in the team.
Thanks a lot for today. We'll see you next time.
See you.
Good day, everybody! Welcome to episode 43 of MyDenmarkTV.com!